So, the other day, I was on Mock's stream, who actually changed his name to Vegito619. And this was his first stream, first time playing, well, not first time playing Final Fantasy VII, but first time doing a Twitch stream. And he's a great fan of mine, so I went and checked him out and wished him good luck and everything. And while he was playing, he accidentally pulled off a glitch that I have never seen before. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. Maybe someone out there's done it before, but I've personally never seen it. And it has to do with text box skipping. So if you're not familiar with text box skipping, it's actually pretty simple. Basically, all you do is you get two text boxes to appear at the same time, and the game doesn't really know what to do with that. So what it does is what it does when the game is given two text boxes at the same time, it will cancel one out and keep movement with your character. So you can do all sorts of weird things. The biggest one being the Nibelheim skip that everyone knows about from the speedrun, where you skip through Sephiroth's text and walk to Nibelheim, and then you end up skipping a huge chunk of the game. You skip from the Nibelheim flashback all the way to Mount Nibel and Materia Keeper and stuff. Here we're not really skipping anything, but there's some funny side effects to it. So we're going to start at this save here. And this is the spot where we just beat Reno, and we're about to go down and start the motorcycle minigame. And so normally in this section, Aeris drops down the elevator, and then she walks out of the elevator. And then if you turn around and try to get back on the elevator, she says, we gotta get out of here or something. But what I found out watching Vegito play is he was mashing circle while he was going down the elevator, and he happened to talk to the elevator or interact with the elevator. Oh, I said Reno, didn't I? I meant Rufus. Not important. So he was mashing circle while he was going down the elevator, and he interacted with the elevator as Aeris was getting off the elevator. And what this does is normally when you walk up to the elevator and talk to it, it locks Aeris's movement. But because the elevator automatically kind of pushes you out while, during like the little cutscene, like Aeris walks out of the elevator, he interacted with the elevator during the part where Aeris was walking off the elevator. So this made it so like she was walking, she started talking to the elevator, she stopped, and then the game never took away her movement. So now she's able to move. So I'll show you what that looks like. You're basically just going to hit circle as Aeris is walking out of the elevator. I usually mash it because it's kind of a rough timing. So there it is. So now I can move while this text box is up. Now this is just like the Nibelheim skip, where now we're going to go over here and start this cutscene with Barret yelling. And we get this really weird text box here because it's trying to display two text boxes at once. Then we're going to skip to the next text box, and now I have movement. So now I have movement during this cutscene where Barrett's going out and shooting people and stuff, which you're not supposed to have. Now, there's a couple funny things you can do here, but the funniest thing is just leave. And now we're outside of Shinra with Aeris, Barret, and Red 13, a group that we're not really supposed to have interaction with after the elevator fight with the robots. And yeah, we're outside of Shinra, and we can walk legitimately all the way back to the slums if we wanted. Any screen where Aeris isn't loaded, she's invisible. So right here she's invisible. If we go to the stairs, she's invisible, because Aeris is never supposed to be there. I'm not actually sure why Aeris is visible here. I wonder if maybe they had a scene where like they took Aeris in or something and then they deleted it later. But for some reason Aeris is loaded here. And she's loaded here too, which is strange. But stairs she's not loaded, so we're just going to be an invisible Aeris walking all the way up the stairs. So there's a couple different things. There's nothing like really exciting we can do here. Unfortunately, and I'll talk about it later, but unfortunately we can't skip anything here. But I found a couple funny little things, so I'll show you. Probably the funniest is at the top of these stairs. So we get to walk all the way up these stairs. But this I was not expecting. Like, I expected Aeris to be invisible, and, you know, I expected pretty much nothing to really happen in the slums. I did not expect what happens at the top of these stairs. I was very baffled when I saw it the first time. But for now, we get to watch me go up these stairs, so enjoy Invisible Stair Climber. When Mocked did this, he did it on PS4, so it definitely works on PS4. Most everything that works on Steam works on PS4. I get that question all the time. Like, hey, what versions does this work on? I do almost everything on the Steam version, and if it works on the Steam version, then it probably works on the PS4 version, because the PS4 version is just a straight copy of the Steam version plus the boosters. But it's practically a port of it. That's how, you know, lazy they were with that. The Steam version only fixes a few things from the regular game, so usually things work on the regular game too. The only time where things don't work is warps. So like wrong warping, Yuffie warping, that kind of stuff. That has to do with the way that the PC handles the game. So that doesn't work on PS4 or PS1. You know, probably not mobile either. But other than that, most glitches that I show off work on every version. Now that I think about it, I probably could have just not taken these stairs and just went the other way and reset the game, but come on, dude. Invisible stair hype. We're at the top now, don't worry. Don't worry. Alright, so here's the funny thing that I found. So I was thinking, like, okay, what would happen if we climbed all of Shinra HQ? Like, is there something funny that would happen with Aeris' model up there? So I went to the elevator, and you'll find that I don't have a key card for some reason. For some reason, I'm stuck to the default 59 or 60. So I don't really. I guess it takes away your key card when you get captured or whatever. But this is the really weird part. I tried to go to floor 60, and it goes up, and then it says you don't have a card key in the elevator, which is strange. And then you cancel this out, and now we're just on a moving elevator. So don't know what's going on here. And then, oh, you think it's a soft lock? Well, let's think about this. How do you get off a moving elevator? What's the first thing you would try if you were on a moving elevator and it, you know, it was stuck? What would you do? Just walk off. Just walk out. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Aeris is hardcore, all right. She doesn't stop for no moving elevators. Okay, she just goes. So yeah, there's that. But we're not done. There's some more funny stuff. The next thing I'll show is I will show what happens when you go all the way back to the church, to Aeris' church from here. Oh yeah, you can shop. You can do anything. You can do anything that Cloud could do. Oh, well that worked, I guess. I canceled the text box a little early, but it still worked. So yeah, like I said, you can run all the way back to the slums if you choose. And you will get random parts where you're Cloud. I don't know why this happens. Like, I'm still Aeris, but for some reason Cloud's model loads. I don't know why this happens. Usually what happens is that it tries to load Aeris' model and it's not there, so it turns invisible, but like now. But there's certain parts where it loads Cloud, so I don't know what that's about. I guess Cloud's cross-dressing again. So we're gonna run all the way back as an invisible Aeris, which is actually not as easy as it looks. This part especially is kind of hard. Like, see, I climbed this, I didn't mean to. I wanted to go here. There we go. There we are. This part especially is rough. There we are. None of the party members exist. And now we're Cloud again. Because, you know, why not? Why not be Cloud again? I was hoping if you went back to Corneo's mansion, it would like try to load the cross-dressing Cloud or the dress Aeris, but it doesn't. You just walk around as invisible Aeris, and then like for some reason in Corneo's room you turn into Cloud again. Because game logic, I guess. If you walk like all through here, you're Aeris, and then boom, now you're Cloud again. And now you're invisible again, so I don't know. It's pretty weird. You can experiment. There's some funny stuff to find, I'm sure. So, all of Wall Market works. We're still the same party. We can, like, go buy stuff. If you talk to people that Cloud talks back to, it'll say it's Cloud. Like, if you go into the shop, the item shop, and get shot by the machine gun, it'll say, like, Cloud. Cloud will be, like, broken. But, the most exciting thing I could find was when you go back to the church. It's not that crazy, but it is kind of weird. Normally when you go to the church as Cloud, a model of Aeris appears and then disappears really fast. People have speculated that it's like Aeris' ghost, and other people think that it's just like the glitch. It's not supposed to happen with Aeris there, though. So, that doesn't make much sense. Yeah, this is a perfect game, don't worry about it. So yeah, when you walk in as Aeris' model, the game gets a little confused as to what to do because it's trying to load Aeris' model in the church at the same time. By the way, I checked out Aeris' house and everything. Nothing happens. Everyone's gone. So it loads Aeris and then plops her back where you are. So I'll show you it again. It's like Aeris' ghost appears and then it just like turns around and appears where you are. But the really weird thing is now I am completely invisible. I don't know what causes this, but I don't even have a, you know, the big finger that points at you. Nothing. I'm completely invisible. I am just completely, I have no idea where I am on the screen. I can still talk to the kids, and I can still move the screen. You can't go through that door. I know it says you can, but you can't. But I am just completely invisible, and I'm going to try to find my way out. There we go. And now I'm back to being regular invisible. And now we're at the door. Yay. Alright, so that's that. That's pretty much all I found with the glitch that's funny. But there is one more thing I wanted to show. I told you before that there's no skipping anything here, which is really unfortunate because probably one of the big holy grails of Final Fantasy speedrunning is if we could find a way to skip the motorcycle minigame as well as Motorball. And this is the closest we've ever gotten because if you, and I'll actually show you what I mean. There's another way to do this glitch that's also a little interesting. I'll show you. Basically, what you do is you wait until the very last moment before the cutscene starts and then leave, and something really strange happens. So we do this again, but now we're gonna actually let the cutscene play out, and we're gonna wait until Tifa comes and she says the very last thing that she says. Oh shoot, I forgot. So, oh, that's right. So I had to hack the game here to make this glitch work. So I'll just explain it. So basically, here, Aeris is supposed to be talking, right? But because I have control of Aeris, the game can't tell Aeris, hey, talk. So the game soft locks here. Like, they're trying to talk, they're waiting for Aeris' line. Like, I'm supposed to say, oh no, I hope Cloud's okay! Or something, I don't know. But, the game's soft locked here. So, and if I leave and come back, it'll just start playing the cutscene again. So what I did is I went in and I took out the sections where Aeris talks. And the cutscene played out normally. And I waited till the very last moment where Tifa says the last thing, and then I walked out, and I got Cloud as my party member instead of Aeris. Which is really cool, because that means that the game already set our party for the motorball battle, and set the game progress meter up to that point. So then I was like, man, what if there was some kind of skip possible, where you could go to the gate, you know, the walls of Midgar, at the right progress meter, and it would skip you to that cutscene where you're leaving. And then you'd skip all the motorcycle and all of Motorball. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because the game gives you the progress meter for that cutscene at the very last moment it can. It's the very last thing that Tifa says when you're up on the highway. And then it drops down into that cutscene and it changes the progress meter. So, unfortunately, no matter what we do, there's no way we could ever skip the motorcycle minigame, because the game doesn't give you the progress meter to advance until the very last moment that it can. Unless there was some way we could insert arbitrary code and change our game progress, or if there was some way we could get to the world map. Because once you get to the world map, you're good. You could just walk to Calm. But unfortunately, nothing like that's been found. But what I did want to show you is just kind of a funny thing I decided to do. So I hacked into the game, and I made Cloud our party leader, and I changed the game progress meter to exactly what it is when you leave Midgar. The idea was, what if there was some way we could change the game progress meter? If we walked into the next room, what would happen? And I'm thinking, okay, either A, Cloud gets teleported to that little thing that they drop down on, and then you could leave Midgar, or B, that cutscene plays out, but Cloud's on the other end of the fence, and he's like, hey, hey guys, I'm back here, and they like leave without him. But what does actually happen is even funnier, so I will let you just watch this. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. There we go. And then you can leave. So, yeah. If there was some way to change the progress meter, we could skip out of Midgar. Unfortunately, there's no there's no way to do it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show. You can check it out. You can try it on any console, on any version of the game. Just mash circle on your way down from the elevator, and then walk into the cutscene, and you can leave and do all sorts of goofy stuff.